BLACK&DECKER is more than a brand name, a logo, or a product. It's a promise of quality, innovation, and design. We are not comfortable with being average or slightly better than the competition. Standing out in the crowd is what makes us number one with our consumers. Starting with innovation in mind, we look to our consumers for direction, need gaps, and the spark that starts the product development bonfire. Fan consumers have strong opinions. When asked what they want in a fan, the number one complaint from fan consumers was that their fans make too much noise. 91% ranked excessive noise extremely important. So, we challenged ourselves to stop the noise. Our goal was to create a new fan that would deliver the same amount of airflow with a significantly lower noise rate. We found inspiration in the most unlikely of all places, the airport. Clearly one of the noisiest places on Earth. What we found there was the ability to move lots of air quickly and more efficiently. Now what about the noise? How would we stop the noise?
The objective was to develop a quiet fan without adversely affecting airflow. After developing a high-performance fan blade, several evaluation tools were used. First was a wind tunnel built to measure airflow. Secondly, a digital tachometer was used to monitor and control motor speed, RPM, and a decibel level meter was used to measure the noise level change. Testing revolved around the basic parameters of fan performance, which are speed as measured by revolutions per minute, RPM, noise generated by the entire unit as measured by decibels, and airflow or velocity measured with the use of a wind tunnel. Now we will walk you through the testing process.
As you can see, I have mounted in here the existing Windmere fan blade. I'm going to turn, and this motor, by the way, is a production motor. It has 3 speeds, low, medium, and high. I'm setting it on the high level, which is at high level at 120 volts, which gives us approximately a RPM of 1470. Now I also have the sound level meter approximately 1 meter or 3 feet away from the point of where the noise is generated, the most noise is generated, which is the center of the blade and the motor. With this setup, the sound level meter reads approximately 61 dB. To measure airflow, you can see the wind tunnel, and at the end of the wind tunnel there is a protractor and a flapper. Charlie is now pointing to the protractor, which measures the angle of incidence generated by the airflow. What I will do now is turn the motor off so that you can see the flapper close basically up against the tube with no airflow. And now I'll turn it on and you'll see the flapper move, generating the angle. And we can read from that the angle of incidence. It's a very simple method for measuring airflow. There are a lot of other very high sophisticated techniques for measuring airflow and calculating cubic feet per minute, but this is a very simple one to illustrate the performance improvement of one blade over another.
The angle of the airflow with the Windmere fan is about 15 to 17 degrees.
As you can see, we replaced the Windmere blade with the BLACK&DECKER quiet blade design. We have adjusted the voltage to give us a 900 RPM. As I turn this on, you can see, which will be the production RPM for this blade. We have the sound level meter positioned in the correct place. As you can see, the blade is installed in the wind tunnel. As I mentioned, the RPM is down at 900 RPM, and you can the reading right now for the decibel level for this blade is approximately 47, 48 dB. The airflow on the Windmere was at 15. It is currently now 15 to 17. It is currently now reading for the new BLACK&DECKER quiet blade design somewhere between 20 and 21 degrees. Drastic improvement of approximately 15%. I want to emphasize the fact that this blade is running at 900 RPM as opposed to the Windmere blade, which at high speed will be running approximately 1450 to 1500 RPM.
The angle reading of 21 degrees versus 15 to 17 will correspond in airflow between these two angles to about twice as much airflow with the new BLACK&DECKER fan design versus the Windmere. This is the Windmere fan that we tested before in the tunnel. Now we took the motor and a fan out of the tunnel and running in air to isolate all the structural noise that can tune into the measurement of the noise. We're now demonstrating a fan and a motor noise by itself. Jim, please turn on the high speed. Now basically what you're going to hear is a fan noise. The motor is isolated from the structure. I'm going to use a flexible rubber or plastic tube. Do not repeat this at home, please. This is only for demonstration purposes. Stick one in your ear. On the other hand, you hold your finger away from the end so you don't catch your finger into the blades. And just scan the surface of the fan with the tube. And you can hear a noise pretty much evenly from inside to the outside of the diameter. We will repeat the same test with our BLACK&DECKER quiet fan design also. Now we have mounted the BLACK&DECKER quiet fan design, which is the black color, and I'm going to demonstrate the same noise measurement as we did with the Windmere fan using a flexible rubber tube. You can stick one in your hand, in the ear, the other hand you hold away from the end so you don't catch your finger in the fan, and just scan across the surface of the fan to listen to noise of the fan, and I can hear less noise than I heard before with the Windmere fan design significantly. In conclusion, we are comparing the two fans again side by side. The Windmere fan is on the right with T blades, different shape of the blade itself. We have the BLACK&DECKER quiet fan design with 5 blade, totally unique shape of the fan itself versus the other design. The advantage of the new design here on the left side of Jim is that we have almost twice as much airflow and the noise reduction about 20% versus the existing Windmere fan on the right side, and this will hopefully satisfy the customer needs in the field. We are going to demonstrate the Windmere fan airflow and turbulence with a butane lighter showing the flame from a fan going from a tip to the center, which will indicate which way the air flows, and if it flows backwards on the tip and the center versus the other area flowing forward, will show the disturbance or turbulence of the airflow. We will demonstrate now with a butane lighter flame the airflow front of the fan, and we'll start from the outside diameter. Right now the flame is going towards Jim the opposite way, and as I move forward into the center, the flame is moving forward towards me. Then I get back to the center and the flame now straightens out and flows backward, which shows a turbulent airflow, not a laminar airflow. Now we will demonstrate the same test with the BLACK&DECKER quiet fan design as we did with the Windmere fan, using a butane lighter going from the outside diameter to the inside of the fan, showing the airflow is in one direction only and no backward flow on the outside tip or the inside tip of the blade. The flame is coming towards me and I'm now going towards the center of the blade, and now I'm at the center and still airflow in the same direction versus the BLACK&DECKER fan, which had airflow on the tips and the center going backwards and creating turbulence and noise.
Now, as Charlie just demonstrated using the butane lighter, the effects of the blade design on the new and improved BLACK&DECKER quiet blade design versus the old Windmere, and it has to do with this angle being consistent from tip to center that minimizes and reduces dramatically the turbulence created at the tip of the blade as well as at the center of the blade, and that reduction in turbulence reduces noise and improves airflow, and that's why we've got such great dramatic improvements as demonstrated with the other tests in noise reduction and airflow improvement.
A new blade design, more paddles, a cool shape, better airflow than the competition, and less noise. What could be better? Only making the rest of the BLACK&DECKER fan look as innovative as the technology that drives it. So you can appreciate our breakthrough in design, let's see what's out in the marketplace. Here's our Windmere fan. I see a Holmes, a Honeywell model, and a WeatherWorks fan. So what does BLACK&DECKER have to offer? Well, once again, BLACK&DECKER has delivered on its promise of quality, innovation, and state-of-the-art design. Here's a preview of what's to come. BLACK&DECKER 16-inch stand fan design, and the BLACK&DECKER 20-inch stand fan design. So what happens when technology meets innovation and marries design? BLACK&DECKER gives birth to a new generation of fans that every consumer wants.